Test, test, 1, 2, 3. No sound. Okay, I think you got me now. You got me now. You can hear me now. Okay, sorry about that. We got off to a little bit of a late start there because I had some problems with my microphone. But welcome to the stream. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We are live on YouTube right now. For anybody that's watching on any other platform, make sure you go over to the YouTube channel. Ryan Hall, y'all, we're live right now. We got about 1,000 people in here. Guys, basically, I had to do some dental work today, okay? And I didn't have time to make a video. I didn't have time to, edit the video and do all that stuff like I normally do. So I figured I'd come on here and live stream and, we could kind of hang out a little bit while we talk about the weather. Now, this is an urgent update because, every run that comes out, every new model run that comes out, it does look a little bit more serious, especially on the severe weather side, okay? So if you live down there in the deep south, if you live down there in the Great Plains, okay, and especially in the southern part, all the way up into the Midwest and southern portions of the Ohio Valley, you got to pay attention to this, okay? Okay, because, even though we have talked about various severe weather threats this fall and winter season so far, this one's a little bit different. I do think that this one's probably going to be a little bit more significant, and I think that we are also going to see definitely a more widespread event with this particular situation that we're looking at, okay? So everybody sees me and hears me fine now? Everybody's okay? All right, that sounds good. Sorry about the little mix-up in the beginning there. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on right now on the radar view. Okay, this is what we got going on right now. We got a little bit of a disturbance going up the East Coast. Okay, you can see all this red and stuff over here. This is the infrared satellite. It's not a giant storm over there, but we do have some pretty tall clouds associated with the low pressure system that's bringing some rain into Long Island and southern areas of Connecticut, and then also it's bringing in some cold air down behind it. Okay, and this is important because there's a little bit of that rain that's going to get caught up in the cold air there, and we might see a little bit of snow over here, especially in the greater the greater, New England area. Sorry about that. Boston, you're getting ready to get in on some snowflakes. Providence, Rhode Island, you're getting ready to get in on some snowflakes. And what's going to happen here is we're actually going to see this fill in a little bit. And we're going to have a little bit more snow, especially the further north you go, okay? So up here towards Portland, Maine, all the way up the coast of Maine, and even into portions of New Hampshire and Vermont as well. You guys are going to get in on a little bit of snow. This is trying its best to switch over to snow here, and once again, a little bit more moisture is going to fill in there, and we are going to see snow all the way up to Manchester as well. Now, I don't think you guys are going to get a lot of snow, inch or two. Some lucky people might see 3 inches of snow, but for the most part, this is just a, kind of run-of-the-mill little event over here. So that's what we're talking about there. Once again, let's take a look at that broader picture on the satellite, and you can really see what's going on here. We got a trough over here, lots of cold air coming down this way, and then, of course, we got our ridge coming up this way out of the south and west, okay? So warm air and warm temperatures are going to return to this portion of the country. But what's coming down behind that is another big storm, okay? Another big storm's getting ready to crash on to the coast of California. Bring a ton of snow, by the way, up there into the Sierra Nevadas. We're talking about possibly feet of snow as you go all the way through the Rocky Mountains. That includes Utah. That includes portions of Colorado as well, west of Denver. Lots of snow is coming, okay? And then once that comes over here into the plains, we're getting ready to talk about this on the weather models. That is going to blow up into a massive mid-latitude cyclone. We're going to see a real-life snowstorm, like an actual snowstorm for somebody over here in the Great Plains up through the Great Lakes regions. I think Nebraska, a lot of Nebraska, you got a good chance of seeing some snow. Now, Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, you guys are probably going to get clobbered with snow. Now, what we have to figure out is, which part of, each state is going to get what, okay? I don't know if southern Wisconsin's going to get it. I don't know if northern Wisconsin's going to get it right now. We're going to narrow that down as we go forward, but I really do think that we're going to see, a lot of snow up here in intermittent blizzard conditions as this massive mid-latitude cyclone goes through. Now, here's the thing, okay? We got a ton of warm air that's going to be building up down here in the south, and then we got our big storm up here in the north and west that's getting ready to come through as well. All that cold air back here. What's going to happen in the middle? If you've been watching this channel for long enough, you should know exactly what's going to happen in the middle. And of course, we're talking about a big area of severe thunderstorms, okay? Severe thunderstorms. Let me show you what we're talking about here from the Storm Prediction Center. Okay, it's not just me. It's not just me. It's not just the YouTube weather guy that's saying that we're going to have a big severe weather outbreak. It's also the actual National Weather Service. Okay, they agree with me here. Let me show you the day 3 categorical model here. Let's go over to the web browser. And you can see very clearly that this yellow area right here is under a slight risk of severe weather for Friday. That's the day 3 outlook. Okay, and everybody in the yellow here, okay, if you're in northern Louisiana all the way up through Little Rock, northwestern portions of Mississippi, southeastern portions of Missouri, from Nashville in Middle Tennessee all the way over to western Tennessee and Memphis, we're talking about the vast majority of western Kentucky, southern Illinois, and southern Indiana. You're under the gun for a potential very severe, severe storm outbreak that's getting ready to happen over here. And I do think that we are going to be talking about a potential tornado outbreak as well. Okay, so, I don't want to scare anybody. I don't want to make anybody think that the world's ending or anything like that. But this is a very serious situation, and I want to walk you through every aspect of it as we go forward. Okay, but first, before we get into all that, I do want to go ahead and show you what's going on around the world right now, because we are live, and this is a fun little thing that we can do when we are live. We got cameras in New York, we got cameras in Boston and southeastern Maine, and we're looking for snow. Okay, but we don't see a lot of it right now, especially not in New York. We're looking at Broadway there, downtown Broadway. We're not seeing a lot of snow, okay? But we are going to start seeing some snow here. Oh, there we go. You can see it falling there. This is in southeastern Maine, just a little bit north and east of Portland. You can see the flakes are starting to fly there, and that's that moisture on the backside of that storm system that's finally turning over into snow. So that's always fun to see. And we've got another view of Maine here in Portland there on the beach, and I'm not seeing any snow there, but it's going to start filling in here before too long. Once again, just an inch or 3 of snow, nothing crazy expected there. Now, let's go back to the weather models, and let's really get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's really get down to the nitty-gritty, all right, on what's going on here, because it's important. Also, we got a chat. We got a lot of chatters going on. I see you over there on TikTok. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. We have 2,000, or actually 3,000 people total watching. I can't read all of your comments right now, but at the end, after I get done blabbing about the weather, I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer as many questions as possible. Okay, so save your questions until after I'm done with the presentation, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer them rapid fire. Okay, I'm going to be here for at least another hour and a half or so. So let's go ahead and let me get a drink of water. Now, you don't get that on the Weather Channel. All right, Jim Cantora, he's not chugging a gallon of water in front of you. This is premium content you can only get when you get your weather from YouTube, okay? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some weather models, and we'll start off in the short term. Let's look at the NAM 3-kilometer model here, and let's go up to the north and east, because I do want to show you that. I don't want to leave you guys out. A lot of people say that I often leave out the northeast, and that's just not true. It's just not been very... Nothing's been happening up there, okay? So let's start out up here. Let me show you the time and everything. If you want to keep up with the time, it's displayed up there above my head. So as we go later on into the day today, all right, you can see how that snow is going to fill in. There's a little bit of disturbance over here moving into western New York. That'll also move into upstate New York. That's going to bring some snow into Pennsylvania and New York. And then that's going to fill in. A lot of moisture is going to fill in here in New England. And we're going to see snow possibly from Long Island all the way up through Connecticut, Rhode Island, into Massachusetts and Maine, of course, into southeastern areas of Quebec as well. So that's what the snow looks like as we go through tonight. I told you yesterday that was the little snowstorm that could, and it couldn't. It couldn't really get it together, all right? But we are still going to see a little bit of accumulation here, okay? Once again, eastern portions of Maine up here, way northeastern portions of Maine, that's where you're going to see the most snow up there. And then, once again, an inch of snow maybe for the vast majority of everybody else. Now, let's get to what everybody wants to talk about, okay? We got another big storm coming. Massive storm. If you saw my TikTok earlier, if you saw my Instagram reel and all that stuff, you got an idea of what I'm talking about here, but you don't know the full extent of it, and that's what we're going to start talking about right now. Starting tomorrow morning, Thursday, December 9th, around 10 a.m. Eastern time. Remember, that's always going to be in Eastern time up there. We are going to see a big storm work its way onto the west coast of the United States, okay? So even in the Central Valley of California, you're going to see rain, all right, all the way down into the Southern California area, San Antonio, or I'm sorry, Los Angeles, that area down there. You're going to see rain, okay? And you're going to see a lot of this moisture move over this portion of California. And when it hits the Sierra Nevadas over here, tons of snow, okay? We're talking about a foot of snow or more for a lot of the mountainous regions. And then that is going to continue to progress eastward. It's going to dump a bunch of snow over here in the four corners, okay? Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, especially Colorado. I think you guys are going to get possibly well over a foot of snow, okay? Some people will see 2 feet of snow, especially the higher you go up into the mountains. But even down there closer to the ground where people actually live, okay, we're going to see a very significant amount of snow out of this storm as this has pulled a bunch of Pacific moisture over with it. And it's also combining with some moisture from down here south of Mexico as well. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens with that, but I do think that the mountains of Colorado are going to be the winners here with the vast majority of that snow. Now, here's where things get a little wacky, all right? When this storm does make it out into the plains, all right, when this storm does make it out into the plains, a couple things are going to happen. First of all, it gets access to the moisture down here in the Gulf of Mexico. All right, this is important because there's a lot of it. All right, it's been just stacking up here for a while, and it gets to interact with that, and it gets to pull up even more of it. So, in the short term, Thursday and Friday, down here in the southeast from central Texas all the way over into Georgia and South Carolina, it's going to get a lot warmer. Okay, we're going to see some very warm temperatures out ahead of this thing, and that's going to cause a bunch of scattered showers and thunderstorms to pop up. On the backside of the storm, we have the snow. Okay, so we got that moisture running back into the cold air. And we have moderate to heavy snow from Nebraska all the way up into southeastern South Dakota, northwestern Iowa, and, of course, southern Minnesota as well. Now, if I pull this forward just a little bit more, Friday, December 10th at 10 p.m., we're going to focus on the snow first, and then we'll talk some more about the severe weather. 1 second. This is the part I edit out in the regular videos. Anyways, we're going to talk about the severe weather here in a second, but let's focus on the snow for now. Okay, heavy snow from northeastern Nebraska through Iowa, southern Minnesota, and now into Wisconsin as well. Okay, so it might start off as a little bit of rain here in southern Wisconsin, but certainly north of Eau Claire and around the Eau Claire region, you guys are definitely going to be seeing moderate to heavy snow at around 10 p.m. Friday, December 10th. Okay, and look at this. This is a 992 millibar low pressure system. Once that gets below at 990, which it will right here over the Lake Michigan, 989 millibars, that's when you start seeing those wind gusts around 30 to 40 mile an hour around the center of circulation there. So 4 a.m. Saturday, December 11th, we could still be seeing that heavy snow there in Eau Claire and then also into the UP of Michigan, also with 35 to 45 mile an hour wind gusts. So you'll see intermittent blizzard conditions as this thing goes off to the north and east. Okay, so we're talking about heavy snow now through central Iowa, through southeastern Minnesota, through much of Wisconsin, and then, of course, into northern Michigan, in particular, the upper peninsula of Michigan. Okay, this is where the heaviest snow is going to fall, and this storm's really going to continue to deepen as it goes off to the north and east, and it's going to continue to drop heavy snow in Wisconsin all the way through 1 p.m. on Saturday, December 11th. UP of Michigan's still getting a bunch of snow. That's moving up into Ontario now, near St. Marie. They're going to get a lot of snow. Okay, but look at this in front of it, the warm front. It's just a big warm bubble. It is just a big warm bubble over here in the northeastern portion of the United States. Pennsylvania, all rain. New York, all rain. Pretty much all of New England, all rain out in front of this storm, okay? And it is going to get warm. You guys are going to see temperatures well above normal before this thing moves through. But there is a little bit of cold air that's coming down behind it that will try to cool us off before our big December heat wave actually comes in. So Once this thing gets up here in Quebec, by the way, 968 millibars low pressure. Once again, this is a blizzard up here in Quebec. This is happening quite a bit north of Toronto, quite a bit north of Ottawa and all these places, but it's still going to be pretty sketchy up there as this ejects off to the north and east. Okay, so and then we do get that cold front coming through the northeast finally on Sunday, December 12th, and it is going to cool off a little bit, but the snow and the moisture will be gone by that time. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in here on the central. Actually, you know what? Let's keep it wide. Let's keep it wide, and let's look at snow totals, because I know you guys want to see how much snow is expected to fall. Once again, this is just one forecast model. Things are likely going to change. In fact, if we go back just one model run, here's the 0Z run from earlier today. It shows a little bit more of an intense solution. And if we go to the 12Z run, you can see that it's a little bit weaker, but we still have an incredible amount of snow falling here from, portions of Nebraska all the way through Wisconsin. So let's zoom in here. First of all, I want to show you all the snow totals here. Of course, the mountains in the Pacific Northwest, they're going to see a ton of snow. Okay, 48 inches of snow over the next 200 or 96 hours. 100%. All that moisture coming in is going to bring a lot of snow over there, but they're used to it. Through the Rocky Mountains and the Sierra Nevadas here, we're talking about a foot of snow, okay? And then once you get into the Rocky Mountains there in Colorado, we're talking about a foot to 2 feet of snow. Now, let's zoom into the central portion of the U.S. A lot of northern Nebraska is going to get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of snow, 4 to 8 inches. Southern South Dakota could see a similar thing with more likely like a 3 to 6 inch kind of deal. Northern Iowa, okay, 3 to 6 inches as well. And then it really starts ramping up right here in this little streak in southern Minnesota. We could see 8 to 10 inches in some places, okay? And then let's really zoom into Wisconsin here, because I think Wisconsin's going to be the sweet spot for getting in on some of this snow. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Zooming in on Wisconsin now. Once again, north of Madison. This is where a lot of the snow is going to be falling, and we could be talking about 7 or 8 inches widespread across Wisconsin with embedded areas of 10 or 11 inches. Now, it's possible right now that around the Green Bay area and as you head up north towards the upper peninsula of Michigan, we could see 10 to 12 inches of snow. Okay, so maybe even a foot of snow possible here for a lot of Wisconsin. So if anybody knows anybody in Wisconsin right now, make sure you share this with them, okay? Because I think a lot of people don't know about this. I don't think that people were talking about this a couple days ago. Now they will start talking about it starting today and going into tomorrow, because it's actually showing up on all the weather models. But make sure that they know that some really decent plowable snow's coming through. Now this isn't anything that Wisconsin isn't prepared for. I mean, 8 to 12 inches of snow is kind of nothing for them, but it is going to be a little bit of a surprise if they have just been checking their weather app or something like that. So we'll zoom out again. And we'll look at the whole United States once again. And of course, that snow is going to continue all the way into Ontario. Once again, I think it's Sault Ste. Marie. I think I'm saying that right. I'm sorry, Canadians, if I'm butchering that. All the way up into Sudbury. You guys are going to see a pretty significant amount of snow as well. Okay, so that's the snow forecast. I will have another video tomorrow, and we'll talk about it again. But for the most part, I think we can leave the snow behind. And I think we have to start talking about the more significant portion of what's going on here, and that's going to be the severe weather. Okay, so we'll start talking about that right here in just a second. Let me get another chug of water. Woo! Sault Ste. Marie, or don't you say it like chew? Like shoe? Chew or something? Somebody corrected me one time when I said it, but I don't know if they were just pulling my leg or what. Okay, let's start talking about the severe weather now. First of all, we got to look at the upper air dynamics, okay? Because that's an important part of this. The reason that we're concerned about severe weather is because of two things, okay? Well, actually, it's a lot of things, but mainly two things. We have a big trough, a big kink in the jet stream that's kind of tightening up and negatively tilting itself as it crosses into the central and southeastern portions of the U.S. Combine that with the amount of moisture that's going to be available down here, and you get yourself probably a tornado outbreak, okay? It really depends on the timing and exactly how much cold air comes down with that cold front as to whether or not we do see a tornado outbreak. But as of right now, all the parameters are there, okay, for a significant severe weather outbreak at least. And we, of course, have to talk about the potential for tornadoes with that. So let's go ahead and put this into motion. You can see here between Friday and Saturday, Friday evening into Saturday, this thing really starts ramping up. Okay, it starts sending some incredible amounts of jet stream winds through the midwestern portion of the United States. We're talking about 115 to 130 knots, and that is really going to bring up some of that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and of course amplify the influx of cold air down behind it. All right. Now the thing is as this goes off to the north and east, it does continue, and the storms are going to continue to be there. But we're going to talk about the first leg of this storm first, because where the storms are actually going to be forming, it's going to be back here on Friday. Okay, so the trough is really not dug down as deep as it could be when these storms are forming, but I want to show you exactly what that could look like on radar. Let's go here about 4, 5, 6 p.m. To 7 p.m. on Friday, December 10th, Eastern Time. We're going to have several thunderstorms popping up from northeastern Texas through Arkansas, through portions of Mississippi, all the way up into Illinois. Okay, you see this right here? And these could potentially be supercell thunderstorms. And if they root up with that trough that's coming through, we could see, once again, potentially a tornado outbreak here. Now, I do have to show you another upper level wind map that we look at, and this is the more important one. If you've been watching the channel for a while, I refer to this as tornado juice. Okay, when in combination with a dip in the jet stream like we just saw and moisture, this lower level jet stream is the most important parameter, in my opinion, when it comes to forecasting tornadoes in a situation like this. So the more red you see, the more brown you see, the more white colors you see, the worse off we are. And here we are around 7 p.m. and we got a widespread area of negatively tilted a trough extension on the southeast side here. And we have a lot of tornado juice, just to simplify it for you. I don't want to make it too complicated. You can go watch a million other meteorologists out there that'll tell you all the meteorological terminologies and stuff that doesn't matter to you. The only thing that you need to know is that the more red you see here, that's tornado juice, all right? And you don't want to see that. So we do have a lot of tornado juice out here Friday, December 10th. And here's the thing that sucks, okay? We're at 7 p.m. here. We go to 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. It only intensifies and it only expands as we go later on into the night. So this will be another situation where we could possibly be talking about nocturnal tornadoes and naders in the dark, okay? So we don't like naders in the dark. We don't like naders at all, but we especially don't like them in the dark, and that could be what we talk about here. So let me go back to the instantaneous flash rate so I can show you a better view of what this is exactly going to look like. Storms pop up around 5 or 6 o'clock down there in Texas and Arkansas, and very quickly we get a lot of storms forming all the way up into Illinois and Indiana. Even central Kentucky could start seeing some renegade sails popping up around 9 p.m. on Friday. And remember, it's going to be very warm out in front of here, so it's going to feel similar to like a spring system rather than a winter system. Like this really does feel like an April or a March kind of storm system. Like this is the kind of storm system that it reminds me of. Anyways, we got big storms popping up around here 9 p.m. And then once we get into 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 a.m., we still have a lot of the storms over the same areas. And that tells me that there's, even though we have that trough ejection coming through, it's picking up speed right as these storms are, firing up. Even though all that's happening, even though there's all that movement in the upper layers of the atmosphere, that convergent boundary where the dry air meets the moist air is kind of staying stationary. So that just adds to, that's another factor that could help these storms, start to spin, okay? The longer we can see these storms kind of sitting in the same spot and waiting for that lower level jet stream and for that the main trough to catch up to it, the worse off we're going to be as far as tornadoes go. So here we are Saturday at 2 a.m. We could be seeing, once again, strong storms from southeastern Texas all the way up into southern portions of Ohio, and right here in the middle is where we have the best chance chance of seeing some of those tornadoes forming from this, okay? And the storms are going to last all the way into the early morning hours on Saturday, but they will fizzle out before they get into eastern Ohio, eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee. They're really not going to last that long, okay? So we're mainly focused on this area down here for the potential for severe weather, and once again, tornadoes, probably tornadoes moving through as if all of these factors remain, in play. Now, tomorrow the models could change, okay, and they could show something completely different. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will be the first person to let you know. I promise, if that happens. But for the most part, I really do think that this is what we're dealing with. I think that we're going to be having a big severe weather outbreak starting on Friday. Now, let me go back to the web browser just in case we got anybody just now tuning in. I want to prove to you that this isn't just me saying this. The Storm Prediction Center agrees with me. Slight risk, a day 3 categorical slight risk for a lot of the southeastern portion of the U.S. up into the Ohio Valley. I think that this will expand a little bit to the north and east, and I certainly think that we will see an enhanced risk come out of this, but you never know. If things keep going up, if things keep uptrending, we could even see a moderate risk on day 1. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. But as of right now, we're just looking at this as a day 3 risk. What else can I show you here? Let me go back to the weather models. Let me go back to this. I'm going to show you the full progression of that. Oh, yeah, the dew points. I want to show you one more thing. Surface moisture, dew point. So like I was saying, we got all that upper air activity that's going to be kind of moving along while the storms form. And this boundary of warm and cold air is going to be right here causing the storms all the way until 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and 9 a.m. into the next day. So this is the boundary right here that we have to watch. We have dew points in the 70s out in front of it, and we have dew points in the 20s behind it. That is a recipe for disaster when you also have all of the upper air dynamics in place that we do. So that's what we're looking for, okay? Dew point going to get completely, pushed out of here as that cold front comes through. And then, of course, we do have the potential heat wave or ridge coming in out behind it that's going to keep us all very warm probably through the middle of December, okay? So that's what we're talking about there. Now, let's talk to you guys, okay? Let's talk to you guys. I am going to certainly talk more about the rest of the country and go in more depth in the video tomorrow, but hopefully I covered everything decently well. But I want to answer your questions. So let's go ahead and start asking me questions, and I will start answering them. Yeah. Real quick before I start doing that, the severe weather down here, once this, once the severe weather outbreak is over and we get into the early in the day on Saturday, this is going to affect the Ohio Valley. This is going to affect the southeastern United States from Georgia up through North Carolina, Virginia. And this is going to affect the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, and New England and all that stuff. But it's going to be very similar to the storm that we just saw in that it's just going to be a big cold front with some heavy rain and some strong winds. And it's going to go from warm to cold, okay? Really, the only places that are going to see major impacts that could be detrimental to, life and property are going to be up there in Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan, where we see a lot of snow, and then also down there in the southeast where we see the severe weather. Everybody else in between is going to get hit by this storm. A lot of people over here on TikTok are dogging me for not talking enough about the Northeast. You guys are going to get hit by it, but it's not going to be as bad as these other guys. I have to focus on the worst parts, right? Okay. David G, thank you so much for becoming a member. He's an official sponsor. Guys, everybody say thank you to David G. If it wasn't for people like him, I would not be able to do this. He says, first of all, we need a 1-year anniversary party. Maybe a Snowtown baby would be appropriate. Second, can someone please reach out to me and help me get my official sponsor benefits? I have never figured out how to get them. Absolutely, David. David, I think there is a way for me to reach out to you directly because you are an official sponsor, and I will make sure that I email you or I FaceTime you or Zoom call you or something. That way we can make sure you get everything that you deserve for becoming an official sponsor of the channel. Thank you so much. For 6 months, by the way. That's awesome. Fishing with Big Mike, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. He says, what are the percentages on the severe weather dying out as it gets to East Tennessee? Well, Fishing with Big Mike, let's go ahead and zoom right into East Tennessee just for you. We'll actually zoom into Kentucky and Tennessee, and we'll go back to that instantaneous flash rate. And let me show you what that looks like, instantaneous flash rate. So here's the thing. It really depends on how these storms form and the timing of it, right? So the earlier in the day that these storms form out to your west, the better off you're going to be, okay? Because that means that they'll kind of hit you later in the night or earlier in the morning. But also, if these form later in the day out to the west, that could also affect you better as well. I got that backwards. Okay, if they form earlier out there in Arkansas, there's a better chance of them making it to you. If they form later, there's a worse chance of them making it to you. Let me just let the model do the talking here for me. I'm getting all bum-fuzzled here. This is what's happening, okay? So we have big thunderstorms going from southwest to northeast, all the way from Arkansas into portions of Kentucky and Indiana, and that motion is going to steal a lot of the energy and like the convective energy that we have down here in Tennessee, and it's going to send it to these storms. And the longer it takes for them to get to you, the less energy that there will be there in East Tennessee for them to feed off of. Does that make sense? So the chances of these storms fizzling out before they get to East Tennessee are really high. Okay, you're still going to get a line of storms come through. You're still going to get a rumble of thunder. You're still going to get, all this stuff. But you are not going to see the big severe weather outbreak that we're seeing out to your west, okay? So that's what we're going to see in eastern Tennessee. Hopefully that made sense after my word vomit there at the beginning. Let's see here. What else we got? Guy, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, could the snow shift 50 to 100 miles further south, impacting Illinois and Chicago? Let's go ahead and zoom in on the Great Lakes region, and let's talk about Illinois and Chicago here in terms of snow. Let's go back. So right now, the current model projection shows the low pressure system really going right over Chicago. So I feel really bad for Tom Skillings and everybody up there that is a forecaster for the Chicago region, because this is going to be a tough one for them. If the storm does move to the south, there is a much better chance that you get snow, okay, in Chicago. Now, if it stays where it's projected to go right now, very good chance that you stay all rain. And if it goes even further north, there's a good chance that you could even see some thunderstorms, okay? As of right now, I think this is going to be an all rain event for Chicago until that low pressure system goes by, and then we get one little blast of snow that comes through on Saturday, December 11th around 1 p.m., okay? So from about noon to 4 p.m., it could be snowing there in Chicago, and you might pick up an inch or two, but it's not going to be anything very significant. Now, what are the odds of this moving south and actually, dumping a lot of snow on Chicago? It's very low right now. Because of a lot of the dynamics that are making this storm happening, or that's making this storm happen, are pulling it to the north, okay? The fact that this is a 986 millibar low pressure system and it is suppressed as far south as it is right now is pretty remarkable. So if it does become stronger, it will likely, just float further north. And if it becomes weaker, it might be able to go south, but it won't be pulling down as much cold air, and you'll still probably end up with rain there in Chicago. So I do think that the current model output is pretty accurate for what Chicago is actually going to get. Eric, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months now. What do you think Madison, Wisconsin will see for snow? Madison, Wisconsin, I think that you guys are also going to be in a really difficult place to forecast because you're going to be right on the line between, rain and snow. It's definitely going to start off as a really heavy shot of snow, and then you're probably going to see some mixed precipitation around 1 a.m. on Saturday, and then it might rain a little bit, and then it might snow a little bit, and then you're going to have one last really heavy burst of snow that's going to come through around 7 a.m. on Saturday, December 11th. And that could put down several inches of snow before it's all said and done. So I do think that there's a much better chance for Madison, Wisconsin to see 7 or 8 inches of snow than Chicago. But right now, my best bet is going to be 3 to 6 inches, okay? And you're going to see a lot of that on the backside of the storm. So don't be discouraged. If you want snow, don't be discouraged if it starts out as rain and you think it's just going to be a rainstorm. No, on the backside, you are going to get some pretty significant snow there. And it's going to come down pretty heavily, too, especially Saturday morning. Thank you for being a member, Eric. Skull, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Ryan, what's Southwest Ohio, Montgomery County area going to see as far as severe weather probabilities? I saw the Cape is very limited where I am. Yeah, so in southwestern Ohio, the convective available potential energy is limited. But we can still see some storms there, okay? Now, whenever we look at the instantaneous flash rate, a lot of people think that this is what the radar is going to look like, and that's not the case. Basically, north of Tennessee here, all of this, this is thunderstorms, and you could definitely see thunderstorms in southwestern Ohio. But this is just an aggregate of all of the lightning strikes that could happen embedded in some of the stratiform rain that's going to be coming ahead of that cold front or ahead of the main line on the cold front. So I do think that the Cape is limited here. I don't think you're going to see any big supercell thunderstorms and tornadoes and stuff there in southwest Ohio. But you're definitely going to see lightning, thunder, heavy rain, and all that stuff. So it could change a little bit, especially if you are in extreme southwestern Ohio. There's a chance that some of those stronger storms could make it over there. But I think for the most part, it's just going to be a heavy rain, gusty wind, and lightning and thunder. Typical kind of event for southwestern Ohio. Thank you so much, Skull. Brandon Nasty, thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate you so much. Got to stay hydrated. Very important to stay hydrated. Let's see here. Carb NATO has been a member for 2 months as a high risker. Woo woo! Thank you so much, man. Everybody say thank you to Carb NATO. He says, "What's the chance of tornadoes and thunderstorms in Tulsa, Oklahoma?" Very good question. Let's come over here to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And as you can see, a lot of the storms form on that boundary between the high dew points and the low dew points a little bit east of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So let's actually pull that up. Let's pull the dew point back up. That dry line is right over Tulsa, Oklahoma around 3 p.m. on Friday, December 3rd. But there's really no forcing. There's no massive, influx of cold, dry air until much later into the day around 9 p.m. And that narrowing of the line between high dew points and low dew points doesn't happen until it gets off to your east. So I would say the odds of Tulsa getting severe weather on Friday is very low. However, if things change and there's enough, oomph here to cause storms in the Tulsa region, they could be pretty intense. But as of right now, I do think that it's mainly going to be to your east. That's where most of the storms are going to be popping up at, okay? Thank you for being a member. Fishing with Big Mike says, "Thank you for everything you do." Thank you for everything you do, Fishing with Big Mike. I know you're here like every stream. So thank you for always being a big supporter. I really do appreciate that. How bad do you think it will be on the Mississippi coast? On the coast of Mississippi, if you're talking about like the Gulf shores down there, actually on the Gulf of Mexico, this isn't going to be very bad at all. If we switch back over here to the precipitation model, you can see that the cold front is going to come through around 4 p.m. on Saturday. Okay, so pretty much all day Saturday, it's going to be kind of dreary. It's going to get really warm, really muggy, and then you're going to have a line of showers and storms go through. It's going to be a downpour. It's going to, lightning and thunder and all that stuff. But then, I mean, it's not going to be anything terrible. I really don't think you have anything too much at all to worry about there in extreme southern Mississippi, okay? And even the cold air that comes in behind it is going to cool off, but it's not going to be significantly colder than what you're used to this time of year. So you got it made there on the Mississippi coast. The rest of us are going to be dealing with tornadoes and blizzards and high winds and cold temperatures and all that stuff. You got it good on this one. You need a break, though, after hurricane season, the past couple hurricane seasons, I know. Halftime, Josh, thank you so much for the very generous contribution. Kevin, thank you so much for that. Thank you and your wife. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to scroll as fast as I can. David G says, thank you, Ryan. I'll keep an eye out for an email. Congrats on the crazy and well-deserved success so fast. Trying to get hundreds of people to watch for the snow. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. David G is one of the OG members of the channel. He was here in the very beginning where literally we only had, a couple people that would watch the live streams, and every video would only get, I don't know. Thank you, David, for sticking with me. And you're right, the channel has came a very, very long way. Aiden, thank you so much for the contribution. Jesse Perkins, been a member for 4 months as a slight risk member. Can you please keep the snow north of Chattanooga, please? Thank you for all your hard work. Yeah, I am going to have a conference call with the controller of weather. Obviously, I am in contact with the powers that be that control the weather, and I will make sure that there is no snow in Chattanooga. In fact, if there is any snow in Chattanooga within the next 2 weeks, you can personally expect a check from me for $10,000. Okay. Oh man, thank you, Brandon. Thank you for becoming a member. Deanna, thank you. Has been a member for 9 months as a high risker, and she says, "Hey there, any chances of thunder snow?" Woo, thunder snow! Isn't that fun? There is actually going to be a slight chance of thunder snow, but that is actually going to take place in the west. So I don't think we're going to see any thunder snow in the Midwest, in Nebraska, all the way up through Wisconsin. I think that most of that precipitation is going to be it's going to be heavy, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there's going to be enough instability there to actually cause thunderstorms. So I do think we're going to see thunder snow, but I would expect that maybe in Colorado or extreme northern areas of New Mexico, where those storms are really ramming into the Rocky Mountains. And there's a lot of energy out there, but I don't think we're going to see thunder snow in the main portion of the storm over here in the Midwest through the Great Plains and into the Great Lakes region. South Texas, you ain't really even going to get hit by this. Okay, that cold front is going to make it down to Corpus Christi, and that's about it. And it's going to be a little line of showers, and then after that, it's going to cool off for a little bit right before it gets super hot. That's pretty much all we got for South Texas. Oh, wow, we do. Somebody just pointed out that we currently have a tornado warning in Florida, and that is absolutely right. There is currently a tornado warning for Baker County and Columbia County in Florida until 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, Fishing with Big Mike, for upgrading your membership to a high risker. Everybody say thank you, Fishing with Big Mike. That is very generous of you. And once again, if it wasn't for people that supported the channel that way, I couldn't do this. Let's switch over to the radar view here. Let's just get a quick view of the tornado that is going through Florida. We'll get right back to talking about the forecast and answering your questions here in just a minute. This is in northern Florida. Let's see here. I'm going to go to a dual pane view. We're going to look at the super res reflectivity and also the super res velocity. And wow, yeah, there you go. I'm going to pause this. Yeah, if just in case anybody's just now tuning in, we have a tornado warning right now in northern Florida. A tornado does look like it's there. I definitely see the rotation. You can see those inbounds right next to the outbounds on the southeastern side of that supercell thunderstorm, and that does look like there's a tornado south of Fargo in Florida. Okay, well, Fargo is actually in Georgia, so this is really close to the Georgia-Florida border. So this is moving dangerously close to the Jacksonville, Florida area. So if anybody knows anybody in Jacksonville, Florida, now would be the time to maybe send them a quick text message and let them know that, hey, watch the radar, look out to your west. There is a line of storms coming, and there's a lot of rotation in these storms too. This one right here could possibly plop something down at any time. Even this one over here could maybe do something. As we do have a little bit of that lower level jet stream. Once again, the tornado juice is prominent out here right now, and we could potentially see more tornadoes, and this one maybe even going all the way a little bit further west into the greater Jacksonville area. North of Jacksonville specifically, we're talking about Callahan, Nassau Village, and the Ratliff, Hillard, south of Hillard, north of Baldwin. There's a pretty empty area here between where it is now and the greater Jacksonville area, so hopefully it dies out before it gets there. But that is definitely a very interesting looking storm. And once again, a tornado warning is in effect for Baker County, Florida, Columbia County, Florida until 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I have liked and retweeted the information about that on Twitter. So if you want to go to Twitter and just retweet that so we can help get out the information to as many people as possible, that would be good. Okay, that's the goal here, right? We're trying to reach as many people as possible. Here is what my Twitter looks like. Ryan Hall, y'all. In fact, that's my name on every social media platform. And this is the information on the warning. Okay, radar indicated tornado, pea-sized hail possible. And once again, like I said, between where this tornado is now and the more populated area close to Jacksonville, there's only like 13 people. All right. There are 13 people in the direct path of this dangerous storm that includes a tornado, or possibly includes a tornado. But everybody's important. All right. That's 13 souls in the path of this storm. So let's go ahead and share this and get this out to as many people as possible. All right, let's go back over to the radar view, and we'll keep an eye on this storm here. Since I'm here, you might as well, right? Might as well keep an eye on the tornado down here in Florida, while we also answer a couple more questions in the chat about the storms that are coming up. Does this heat wave lower chances for snow at the end of December in New England? No. No. In fact, this heat wave does not lower the chances for snow for anybody at the end of December, okay? The main portion of the hot weather that's going to be moving through, or the warmer than average weather that's going to be moving through, is going to happen right in the middle of December, okay? From December 12th through like December 18th to 19th. And then right after that, it's going to start, resonating back down towards like a more normal temperature. And then we're all, the game's open, all right? The ball's in the weather's court to throw us a big snowstorm, because we will be coming back down to normal around the Christmas time frame. Brian, it looks like there's rotation behind the main one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All these storms have a little bit of spin to them. Every single one of them. And that's kind of freaking me out, too, because this was not expected. That right there looks like a strong little couplet, too. There is more than likely a tornado down right now in Florida. Thankfully, it's in the middle of nowhere. But there's 13 people out here, south of Fargo in Georgia, north of Sanderson in Florida. We got to watch this closely, because and the one behind it, like you said, this one back here, that one needs to be watched too, because this is approaching a very populated area of Florida. How about North Carolina? Okay, let's talk about North Carolina real quick, because I know that I have neglected that part of the country, but not because I don't like you guys. Okay, it's just simply because there ain't much going on in North Carolina. So let's come back over here to the weather models real quick, and I will show you that this cold front is going to approach North Carolina 4 p.m. on Saturday. 4 p.m. Saturday, you're going to go outside, and it's going to feel like it is April. Okay, it's going to be muggy. It's going to be warm. It's going to be way warmer than what you're used to it being on, December 11th. And then you're going to get the rain. You're going to get the wind. You're going to get the thunder. And then it's going to cool down quite a bit afterwards. Okay, so by December 12th, early in the morning, Saturday morning, you're going to be a little bit cooler than what you're used to, but it's very quickly going to warm up after that. The storms are not going to be very intense, and you might get some heavy rain. You might get a clap of thunder. You might get some gusty winds, but this goes for everybody from Pennsylvania down through Maryland, Virginia, into North Carolina, South Carolina, into Virginia, and the Panhandle of Florida. This is mainly going to be a system that is just a typical cold front for you. This is not a major storm for you. This is a major storm for the northern Great Plains and the northern Great Lakes region because of blizzard conditions and heavy snow. And this is a major storm for the deep south over here from and Ohio Valley, from Indiana down into Louisiana, due to the potential for tornadoes. So just want to make sure that's clear. Let's go back to the radar. And, buddy, we are now tracking. What are the odds of me going live randomly and having this possible tornado come up here in Florida? We're going to track this one out all the way. How about the weekend forecast for Rockford, Illinois, please? I can't do that, but I can tell you that Rockford, Illinois is definitely going to get some heavy rain, some gusty winds on Saturday, especially Saturday morning, and then you might get a little bit of a shot of snow later in the day on Saturday that could give you a couple inches. Am I going to be live for that storm? Yeah, if there is a big, severe weather outbreak that starts to unfold on Friday, I definitely am going to be live, and it'll be a traditional live stream where I'm here for, who knows, probably 12 hours again. Any chance of the snow for Cleveland? Yeah, there's a small chance that after the storm goes by, it's going to be a warm, rainy event for Cleveland. But later in the day on Saturday, once the storm goes by and you get that cold air, you're probably going to get some lake effect snow there in Cleveland, but not a whole lot. No problem, guys. No problem. I really do appreciate all of the support. You guys have been awesome. The channel's growing crazily. I'm just waiting on another radar scan update here for to talk about the tornado a little bit more. But I do want to say thanks to everybody that has subscribed. We are over 130,000 subscribers now, which is insane. And if you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning for Baker County and Columbia County, Florida, until 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, okay? %130 chance of a live on Friday. Yeah, definitely. There's a very good chance for a live video, for sure. Also, I don't want to leave you guys out over here on TikTok. I also want to thank you for all the support. TikTok's been going crazy too. You guys on YouTube know about TikTok? I have a TikTok account where I do the weather on TikTok. It's a shorter version of what I do here on YouTube. But look at that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but 530,000 followers on TikTok. Never thought I'd say that. Hello, GMX440. Thank you for being here. Now, guys, I've pretty much talked about everywhere in the United States at this point. So if you didn't hear me talk about your portion of the United States, after this live stream ends, you will be able to go back and watch it from the beginning, and you'll hear me talk about your portion of the world, okay? I don't want to repeat myself over and over again because the people who are watching the whole stream will get bored as crap. Sharon Stewart, thank you so much for becoming a Slight Risk member. Really do appreciate it. Just trying to find some more information on this tornado situation that we got down here in Florida. Definitely looks like it could produce a tornado if it hasn't already. And remember, that's for Baker County, Florida, and Columbia County, Florida, until 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see here. Sharon Stewart, thank you for becoming a member. And Tabitha Drawbridge just become a member, a high risker. Tabitha, thank you so much for becoming a high risk member. That is a big move And as always, I gotta say, like, I couldn't do this without our big movers. You're the best, brother. Hey, thank you so much, Alex. Chuck D. All right, here we go. All right. That's the thing that sucks about the live videos, right? I don't get to do my traditional format. All right. I need to get a T-shirt that says "All right" on it. How bad will these tornadoes be in that area? So it would be really reckless of me to sit here and try to say how bad the tornadoes are going to be before they even happen. However, I will say this. This is similar, as of right now, this looks similar to an event that we would have in April, okay? And you know, tornadoes in April are usually some of the strongest ones that we get. I'm not saying that we're going to have the strongest tornadoes ever during this upcoming event. All I'm saying is that all of the ingredients there, the synoptic, value of everything that's happening, boils down to, yes, we could have strong, long track, violent tornadoes, but I don't know if we're going to see like a bunch of them. Okay, one or two. But here's the thing: if one or two big tornadoes happen, and one of them happens to come down your street, it's going to change your life forever. So it doesn't really matter if there's going to be big tornadoes or small tornadoes, or if there's going to be a lot of them or just a little of them. My job here is to tell everybody exactly what I think is going to happen, and then that way, hopefully, at least one person from the area that's going to be affected hears what I'm saying and is a little bit more prepared and possibly take some action to protect their life and property. That's my goal here. Let's see here. Anthony Miller. Oh, thank you so much for becoming an extreme risker. That is also a big move. Guys, there are different tiers to becoming a member, and extreme risker and official sponsor are the two highest ones. Anthony just made the big move of becoming an extreme risker. Everybody say thank you, Anthony, because if it wasn't for people like him, I couldn't do this. Tom Hood, thank you for the contribution. Yeah, we currently have 130,747 subscribers. There's a live view right there, 137.48 now. Let's see if we can't get that to 131. And of course, I got to show you the studio view here. This is the official Ryan Hall, y'all, YouTube weather studio. You see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 screens. That way I'm completely able to look at everything, okay? I got the tornado over here. I got the the Twitter feed over here. I got the blizzard over here. I got the weather models over here. I got everything. There's nothing that Ryan Hall's going to miss, y'all, okay? Bobby, Ohio, thank you so much. Weather Watcher, that's great. Congratulations. Hello, TikTok. Everybody that's watching on TikTok, what you're watching on TikTok is me doing a live stream on YouTube. We currently got 2,500 people hanging out on YouTube, and we got about 300 on TikTok. Let's go back to the radar view real quick. I want to keep up to date with this possible tornado here. Definitely looks a little sneaky, looks a little suspicious to me. I wouldn't trust that as far as I can throw it. We got some a little bit of rotation here. Now, don't get me wrong. This ain't no massive rotation. This doesn't look like a big mesocyclone with a wedge tornado on the ground, but there's definitely enough rotation here that's like the next scan could show something interesting. We also have a little bit of a correlation coefficient drop down here, so there might be actually, some of them trees getting, lofted up in the air, at least some tree limbs or something. So we got to watch that closely because, once again, this is approaching a more populated area. Let's see here. Ryan Hall, y'all, will you be live streaming on Friday for this event? Yes, absolutely. If it's a significant event, okay. If it's not, if it turns out that nothing's going to happen, I don't like to live stream all the time. But if there's a moderate risk of severe weather issued, if there's multiple tornado watches issued, if it looks like there's getting ready to be multiple tornado warnings issued, I will definitely be here live, and I'll stay here for 24 hours if I have to. 24-hour live stream talk, covering the weather. I don't care to do it. Half-Life, welcome to Slight Risker. Thank you so much, Half-Life. By the way, Half-Life's our awesome moderator that's keeping the chat as clean as possible today. And welcome back to the membership. He always rejoins whenever we live stream. I appreciate it, man. What's the urgency? So the urgency is currently, there are two reasons why this stream is urgent right now. If you're just now tuning in, first of all, we have a tornado warning in northern Florida, okay? And that is, this specific tornado warned storm, or at least the group of storms, are moving towards a populated area of Florida near Jacksonville, okay? So we're going to keep an eye on this, at least for the next little bit, to see what happens with that. Now, the other reason that this stream is urgent is I just did an hour-long spiel on this massive storm that's getting ready to come through the United States. Big mid-latitude cyclone is going to cause a blizzard pretty much up there in the northern plains into Wisconsin and the upper peninsula of Michigan. And then it's going to cause possibly a widespread severe weather outbreak in the deep south and Ohio Valley that could bring long-track violent tornadoes and just a lot of damaging wind and hail and stuff like that. So I wanted to make this update to explain all that because I didn't have time today to edit a normal video. I do believe that Reed Timmer is going to be down there chasing the storms on Friday. Also, our helper, Vince Welty, will also be down in the Arkansas, Missouri region, somewhere down there, chasing these storms on Friday. And if I do a live stream, we will also be interacting with them. Of course, we'll do our video calls with Vince. And we'll probably we might bug Reed Timmer with a FaceTime or two. Sometimes Radar Scope doesn't update very quickly. Ooh. Oh boy. Yeah, look at that. So on this scan here, the latest scan on this tornado warned storm in Florida, it looks a little bit less impressive on the velocity, but it looks definitely more impressive on the correlation coefficient. You see that down there? That tells me that there's stuff in the air that shouldn't be there. And usually if there's stuff in the air that shouldn't be there, it was put there by a tornado. Sucked up. So once again, I do think that if there was probably a tornado on the ground briefly, if there's still not one right now. And, every second this thing gets closer and closer to a more populated area of Florida. So I want to stick with it for as long as possible. Robert Hauser, thank you for becoming a member. Really appreciate it. And Tigers fan upgraded their membership to a moderate risker. Big moves. Thank you so much, Tigers fan. You're going to love it. Hey, everybody that's a member, go ahead and show off our custom emotes. Okay, this is the coolest thing about being a member. We got custom emotes in the chat. They are the best emotes on YouTube, I do believe. So everybody just show them off. We do need mods in the TikTok chat. I know. You can just swipe it, though. You can swipe the chat away if you don't want to see it. Just a quick update on our subscriber count. We're at 130,811. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. There we go. There we go. There's our emotes. That Stoned Troll's been a Slight Risk member for 9 months. I can't believe... some of us has been going through this for 9 months. How many storms? How many tornado warnings? How many blizzards? How many snowflakes have we been through together? Troll. Just think about that. I need to do like a year in review video at the end of every year kind of like a synoptic, like kind of like an overview of all the big storms and like clips from live streams and stuff. That would be cool. Would that not be cool? Like storms of 2021, and it's just like a 30-minute long compilation of pieces of forecast that I did, and then also like video of aftermath of storms and all the tornadoes that hit and all the floods, and I think that would be a really good idea. That would be hard to do, but I might do that. Anyways, it's been 9 months already. Time flies when you're watching a great YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Time does fly. I don't know if this is a great YouTube channel, but it has flown by. Gary McCourt, thank you for the very generous contribution. Fiddle farters. Yeah, we would have to include the fiddle farters debacle in the recap. So we do have a new scan here. Last scan came in 3 minutes ago, and it does look like the rotation is weakening here, but this still looks very impressive, an embedded supercell here on reflectivity. So I'm going to keep my eye on it, and we're going to watch all of these storms too, because I'm telling you, any one of these could start throwing stuff around. I do believe that a brief tornado just happened in north central Florida, just northwest of Sanderson, Florida, and just on the other side of Fargo, Georgia. Okay, I do believe that was a tornado that actually touched down briefly there. But thankfully, it happened in the middle of nowhere. Judy Menzel, extreme risker for 8 months. That's huge. Thank you so much. She says, rocking it as always, Ryan. No, Judy, you're rocking it as always. Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation in every single one of these storms. Love the recap idea. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I live in Denver, and will we get any snow from this snowstorm? Yeah, Denver's going to get some snow. It's mostly going to be up there in the mountains to your west, but there will be some snow in Denver. Nick, thank you so much for being a Slight Risk member for 2 months. December naders always catch people off guard. Yeah, they do. And it's crazy. Every year we have some sort of big storm system that causes a significant amount of tornadoes in either December, January, or February. And every time it's like, well, who could have saw this coming? Oh, are you kidding me? No, man, like that happens. It happens every year. It doesn't happen everywhere every year. So like if tomorrow or on Friday we do get some big tornadoes in Missouri, for example, it doesn't happen in Missouri every year, so they're probably going to be pretty shocked by it. But it happens somewhere almost every year, especially February. February is a crazy month for tornadoes, especially in the deep south, because that's when some of those really sharp northeastern trajectories of those storms start happening with our nor'easters and stuff. And on the southern side, if they can tap into the moisture and stuff, there's usually a lot of vorticity, a lot of tendency for a cyclonic rotation down there. So we do get them wintertime tornadoes. It happens. Judy says Northwest Oklahoma. Let's check out Northwest Oklahoma for Judy real quick, guys. By the way, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire. We are not going to stop looking at that, though, because I do think that's going to come back, or I do think there is the potential for more tornadoes over here. So we'll get that a few minutes before we call the all clear. But Judy, let's go ahead and take a look at Northwestern Oklahoma for you. And let's switch over here to the central portion of the U.S. And let's take a look at Oklahoma. So we're just looking at the MSLP here. And this storm is pretty much going to go right over you there in Oklahoma, but you're in that perfect spot to where the dry slot down here in Mexico is really keeping any of that moisture from making it to you. So if you're in northwest Oklahoma from the Panhandle all the way over here to even into like just western Oklahoma around Altus and this region over here, what's going to happen is that low pressure system is going to go off to your north, and there's going to be a lot of snow up here off to your north and west. There's going to be a lot of rain and storms down to your south and east, but you're right there in the middle where a bunch of nothing happens. And pretty much the same thing can be said for a lot of Kansas too, as the only thing that you're going to notice is a big change in temperature and possibly some wind. Definitely some wind, actually. If you are in extreme northern Texas, for example, the northern panhandle of Texas, all the way into portions of Oklahoma, and also the panhandle of Oklahoma, we're talking about 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible there around 1 p.m. on Friday, as that low pressure center really wraps some air around. So yeah, definitely, if you're in northwest Oklahoma, I think that your biggest thing is going to be the wind. It's not really going to rain much. It's not going to snow or anything, but it's going to get really warm, and then the wind's going to blow like 50 miles an hour, and it's going to get pretty cold. That's pretty much all you got to worry about there. Is a violent tornado outbreak possible? I'm not comfortable saying that yet. However, I definitely think that some violent long-track tornadoes are definitely going to be possible during the outbreak. I don't know if it'll be an outbreak of violent tornadoes. You know what I mean? How does the weather look like for Christmas? It's a little bit too far out for me to predict the weather for Christmas right now. I am going to have an in-depth Christmas forecast probably around 2 weeks before Christmas Day, maybe like a week and a half before Christmas Day, and then we will slowly update that as we get closer to Christmas. Will Dallas get anything from the severe storms? More than likely not. No. Dallas, I think you're a little bit too far west. Little bit too far west there in Dallas. Dallas? How is life in Dallas, by the way? I've been trying to find a place to move. And I want to be somewhere out there in the plains. But also, I want to be somewhere kind of cool, Not saying that, like, the middle of Kansas isn't cool, but I'd like to be able to, I don't know, do something, be close, at least sort of close to an airport. Thanks, Ryan, for keeping us informed and safer. Hey, no problem, Kevin. Been a high-risk member for 9 months, Kevin. Thank you so much. We got so many people now with the red lightning bolts. It's crazy. You have to be a member for more than 6 months to get a red lightning bolt. And I think as soon as next month, we're going to have multiple people that have the pink lightning bolts, which means that you've been a member for a year or longer, which is absolutely crazy. Fort Worth, Texas is a great and safe place to live, and it's close to many airports. That sounds good. $130,850 subscribers. Yeah, we are growing like crazy. By the way, just in case anybody's just now tuning in, this is an urgent update on the potential snowstorm and severe weather outbreak that we're going to be having starting Friday. Okay, I just did a very long discussion about all that, and I answered questions from pretty much every state. So if you missed the whole live stream, don't worry. We're kind of calming down a little bit now, but after this live stream ends, which it will here within the next little bit, you can go back and watch the whole thing from the beginning, and you'll be able to get my whole forecast and all that stuff. Some people are saying move to Norman. Yeah, a lot of the other storm chasers, like, they live in Norman, or they at least live in Norman during storm chasing season. Terrell, welcome to a high-risk member, Terrell. Thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to me. Scott Clark, welcome to be a slight risk member. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. Very generous. You guys are being awesome today. Let's see here. Ryan, if you do move to the Dallas area, I think you should consider Arlington or Fort Worth instead of the city limits of Dallas. Okay. Arlington or Fort Worth. I actually know a guy that lives out there who's a realtor, so I think I'm in good hands. I hope so anyways. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna hate moving from here. I do love living in Eastern Kentucky. Lived here my whole life, and there's something about the people that are born here we never want to leave, even though there's not a lot of stuff here. But in order for me to storm chase the way I want to and continue to do this, I have to live out there, because in order to storm chase, now I have to drive 15 hours, spend the night in hotels, and all this stuff, and it's not plausible for me to do this, which is, I think, definitely your all's favorite thing that I do, and also storm chase. I think I could do both if I lived out there. You need a whole moving truck just for your setup. Yeah, it would be a very difficult move. It would be a very difficult move. It would take a long time. It would take a lot of logistics, a lot of stuff that, we live here. You know what I mean? We have a kid and a house, and I have another business. It would be a lot. Anyways, once again, if anybody's just now tuning in, we're talking about the potential blizzard and severe weather outbreak next week. We're just kind of waiting around now for to see if there's going to be any more tornado or tornadic activity here in Florida, because we just had a storm just randomly produce a tornado in Florida. And that area of storms is moving towards Jacksonville. So I'm kind of waiting a little bit to see if anything else happens with this. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to call it a night. The reason I'm doing this video this way as a live stream is because I didn't have time to do my normal video. It takes me a while to edit. If this ends up being a 2-hour long live stream, which it probably will, that's an hour less than a 3-hour long recording session and editing and all that stuff. You're going to need a cowboy hat for Texas. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Are you going storm chasing this spring? Absolutely. The Storm Seeker is back up and running. It is completely ready to go. I was trying to find a picture, but man, I post so much stuff, it's hard to find anything. Media. Hold on, I want to show you guys. Oh, this is me the other day. Go over to browser. So I actually the truck has been sitting outside ever since it got fixed, and it's been sitting there for like a month, right? Or actually longer than a month. So I actually drove it through a drive-through the other day to get breakfast just to make sure it still worked, and it did. Everything works fine on it. David G, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. He says, so the weather in Jersey has been super boring. Can you please use your 17 screens and your weather powers to get us a blizzard or a hurricane on the East Coast? Much appreciated. Once again, I have a meeting with the powers that be that control the weather right after this live stream. So if anybody has any requests like that, put them in now and I will talk with them and make sure that whatever kind of weather you want does happen. Okay? It is part of my job. I do control the weather. Come on, I got a picture of this storm seeker somewhere. Oh, here's my baby. I know a lot of you guys love the echo updates. This is him in his room. We got him this little TV, and the tree spins around. It plays Christmas music, and this little train rotates around the tree, and it is just an outburst of serotonin every single time we see him look at it because he loves it. Let's see here. We did a haunted house. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah. This is what the truck looks like now. Completely fixed, back up and running. We got new LED light bars on the top. We have a new array of instruments on the top as well. This roof rack is new. So now, wrecking this truck and having it, rebuilt actually made it better. It's way better now. It's more capable. We have more tools on it, more safety stuff as well, more cameras. There's a built-in stoplight detector, right? And I'm just joking. That was a bad joke. But yeah, we have everything completely figured out now. And of course, the person that'll be driving for me next year, it's not going to be the same person as last time. And we're going to start training probably next month. Because this is a hard vehicle to drive. This is a very hard vehicle to drive. Not going to lie to you. But it is, I believe that this is the most capable storm chasing truck in the world. All right, this thing can climb over just about anything. You got a huge, winch on the front. It can pull itself out of any sort of stuck situation. It's fast. It's capable. It's durable. It's not very nimble, but I mean, heck, who needs it when you can just drive over stuff? You should check out Tulsa. It's a chaser's dreamland. Tulsa is on my list of places that I would potentially move. Terrell, thank you so much for that very generous super chat. All right, let's go back to the radar real quick. Let's take a look at these storms in Florida. It doesn't look to me like there's a lot of rotation still. But these storms are definitely, they're still chugging along. So if you live in Jacksonville, Florida, or anywhere in northern Florida, and you haven't been hit by a storm yet, definitely be weather aware. Stay, cautious. Be aware of this line of storms that's coming towards you because, it has a history of producing a tornado, and it still looks a little fishy to me. Okay, you see how the main line is kind of diving south and east into those renegade sails that are approaching from the south. That tells me that when those storms kind of meet, there's going to be some spinning going on, okay? Sounds like I'm just talking out of my butt, but I'm not kidding, okay? That is one of the signs that tells me that we could see some of these renegade sails start to rotate once they interact with that main line that comes down. So definitely don't let your guard down over here, but also don't freak out. It's not the end of the world. Just have some way of getting weather warnings, and if you do get a tornado warning, make sure you get to shelter, all right? Cover your head, and you'll get through it. It'll be all right. I'm in Jacksonville on the west side right now. The air is completely still. There's no leaves moving and no birds chirping. Wow. It's like the intro to a disaster movie. However, I don't think that I don't think it's going to be the day after tomorrow out there or anything. You are going to get a storm, but it ain't going to be movie worthy. To the moderators, you guys are awesome. Yes, our YouTube moderators are the best moderators on all of YouTube. I seriously appreciate them. How's your school closure probability coming? It's coming along, okay. I really haven't had to use it much because there's not been a lot of stuff happening. But I think once we get deeper into winter, it'll be a very, very constantly updated and like a thing that a lot of people use. It's already being like whenever stuff starts happening, whenever we start getting more snow, there's like 100 and something schools that have signed up to use it. And kids are going to be learning about the weather and then also getting to look at the school closure probability model. I think it's cool. Alrighty, so let's go back to the all view here. Once again, we have no new tornado warnings, so I think it's about time. I think it's about time the stuff starts calming down. Once again, I'm going to go back to the chat. We're going to answer a couple more questions before we end the stream here. I do want to say thanks to everybody that has been a part of this stream. It's went really well. Now, I know that the YouTube videos are a little bit better. They're easier to digest, because I kind of get everything out in about 15 minutes, and then you can go on with your day. But the live stream was necessary today. Because I didn't have time to edit. Hello, Ryan. When will the East Coast? Wait, I just lost your. Hey, Ryan. Glad to see you live again. Great job on the Halloween stuff. I need to take a trip next year. Hey, thank you. Yeah, Halloween went great. We did a haunted house. It was a lot of work, a lot of work, but it went great. Winter outlook for Indianapolis? Nope. I can't do that. Just keep watching the channel, man. Every video is an outlook this winter. Why is winter your favorite season? I just like snow. I don't know what it is. I just love snow. I know a lot of people hate it, but especially when it comes to like the meteorology that goes into forecasting and all of the dynamics that go into creating the perfect snowstorm. It's really intricate, and it's really fun it was really fun for me to study, and it's really fun for me to forecast. And I think there's just also a lot of other people out there that have a similar liking for snow and snowstorms, especially in the eastern part of the United States. And, the excitement that surrounds an upcoming snowstorm is just infectious, and I love it, especially on this channel. Now, last year during winter, this was a small channel. We only had like a very small amount of people watching. This year, I think it's going to be insane because whenever we do finally get like a big storm that's going to come up the East Coast, that's actually going to drop like a foot or more of snow for a lot of people. I think it's going to be really fun. I think it's going to be fun. What part of the country do you live in? I am in Appalachia. All right. I know you have a lot going on with Florida, but what's going on in the Northeast? Okay, let's go ahead and check back in on the Northeast because I did forget about that. Not gonna lie. This is what's going on in the Northeast right now. Still, there's some snow that's trying to happen here, but it's not happening. Let's switch over to WSV3. Let me show you the actual precipitation here. I'm going to turn off the satellite imagery. This is what the radar looks like for a lot of the Northeast. There is snow trying to mix in here in southeastern Massachusetts. Okay. And that's going to continue to try to happen. All this moisture is going to continue to rub on the side of Massachusetts here. And slowly, as more cold air comes in here, it will start switching over to snow. There's not going to be a lot of snow, okay? We're literally talking about a half an inch, maybe an inch of snow out here. But also, as this piece of energy moves to the east, all of upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and especially as you get onto the coast of Maine up here, all of you guys are going to see snow tonight. But very few of you are going to see anything that's memorable or plowable. Oh, we did. We have 400 total members now on the channel. That's got to be the biggest exclusive community of weather nerds in the world. Thank you, guys. We got to do a members only live stream again here soon. I'm sorry I haven't done that. It's been busy with Echo and just maintaining this channel and the TikTok and everything. It's become almost a full-time job, which I am not complaining about it. This is my dream job. But it is hard to find time to do that extra stuff. But we are going to do it sometime soon. How long are you streaming for today? I am planning on ending this around 4 o'clock. I got to go get Echo from his grandparents. I got to go get Echo from his grandparents here not too long from now. So I am going to stick around for just a little bit while longer while we chit-chat a little bit. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, you're like, I don't care what this guy has to say unless he's talking about the weather in my hometown. First of all, I don't blame you. Second of all, as soon as this stream is over, you will be able to watch it, rewatch it, and I talk about every portion of the United States. I go over all the model runs. I go over all the snow totals. I go over the severe weather. So just bear with me here. I did the video this week or today this way because I didn't have time to edit. Mm-hmm. What's the timer for? That is not a timer. That is the current time in UTC time. Also, TikTok. I haven't forgot about you guys. I think this worked. I think this was pretty cool. We had a lot of people watch on TikTok as well as YouTube. How do we get schools involved in your weather program? You can go to the school closure probability website. It's scpcast.com. And there's a link at the top that says educators click here. And they can fill that out. Judy says tons of requests for Middleburg, Florida. What are they talking about? Are they talking about the tornado situation? Other than that, the current tornado situation that we've been talking about, or it's really not a tornado situation anymore, but the current storm situation that we're talking about in Florida, there's really not a lot else to talk about for Florida. It's going to be a lot of the same as we go through the next little bit. Kazaki, thank you so much for becoming a Slight Risk member. And Old Man Gibb, thank you for the very generous super chat. He says, hey Ryan, since you're far more accurate than most weather channels, pat myself on the back. I'll take it. I'll take all the compliments. Hey Ryan, since you are far more accurate than most weather channels, I'm just going to ask, will there be snow on Christmas Day in 2025? All right, let's cut down the music and let's be serious here. All right, I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna show you my face here. I want somebody to record this. I want everybody that's watching this right now to record this, screen record it, grab a camera, point it at your TV, point it at your phone. I want this to be remembered, okay? Old Man Gibb, he just gave me a challenge, all right? This is my chance to prove that I am the weatherman. All right. He says, will there be snow on Christmas Day 2025? Look at me. Future self, future everyone that is watching this on Christmas Day of 2025. If you are in Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Iowa, northern Missouri, northwestern Ohio, there will be a lot of snow on the ground. It's going to be a white Christmas. All right, it's going to be a white Christmas. Hey, you think I'm kidding? Just wait till 2025. We'll play this video back. You were going to be blown away by that. Terrell says, tornadoes suck. I lived through May 3rd, 1999. Ooh, that tornado did suck. Yeah, hold me to it. Hold me to it. Seriously, I hope you guys were recording that. Okay, so we're getting really close to ending the stream here. I do want to say thank you to everybody that became a member today. We gained quite a bit of members. We have 400 total now. You guys get access to all kinds of cool stuff. Let's see here. We're at 130,942 subscribers. Hey, TikTok. There's 166 of you. I would just about bet that there are 60 people watching the TikTok stream right now that are not subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you guys all went to YouTube right now, we would hit 131,000 subscribers before the end of the stream. You only have 2 minutes. You got to do it. Ryan Hall, y'all, on YouTube. All right, and if you're watching the YouTube stream right now and you haven't subscribed yet, what in the heck are you doing? What are you doing? You know you're going to eventually subscribe. Just go ahead and do it now. Oh yeah, Indiana, northwestern Indiana will also be white on Christmas of 2025. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it or not. We're at 130,952. Even if we don't, we still gained a lot of subscribers during this stream. Also, I want to say thank you to David G for being today's top supporter, and Sheila Frampton. Thank you so much for becoming our newest member. I don't know if I caught that. I don't know if I caught that notification. Amy Davis, and of course, Amy Davis is our all-time top supporter. It'll be hard for anybody to beat Amy Davis. Amy Davis has been a big-time supporter. Okay, we got 130,979. We just need 20 more subscribers. When is the next stream? Probably Friday. Probably Friday. Probably Friday. Oh. A bunch of you guys recorded me saying the 2025 thing and you sent it to me on Twitter. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm going to like those so I don't forget them. You guys are going to freak out if I'm right about that. Hey, Julia, thank you so much for becoming a member. Gypsy Moon says, this is the best weatherman on the planet. Thank you from Pennsylvania. Thank you. Thank you. You are the best live stream watcher on the planet. Karen Jones just became a high-risk member. Thank you so much, Karen. And here we go, guys. 130,995. We just need 5 more subscribers to surpass 131,000 subscribers. I haven't even been doing this a year, guys. Still hasn't even been a year yet. And we're taking off like a daggone rocket. $9.98. Come on. I gotta go. I gotta go get my kid. We gotta have 2 people somewhere that'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. 99. Hey, there we go. 131,000. I think we pretty much gained 1,000 during this stream. So thank you to all the new subscribers. Thanks to all the old subscribers. You guys are awesome. Once again, the vast majority of this stream was very serious, and we have some serious stuff to talk about. So if you missed all the serious parts, a couple minutes after I end the stream, you'll be able to go back and watch the whole thing and hear me talk about the serious parts. Big shout out to all the new members and everybody that sent a super chat. And of course, our moderators, Half-Life and Brandy K. Love you guys. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. I gotta go. Goodbye. Thank you, Robert, or thank you, Ricky Stewart, and thank you, Kathleen. Bye-bye.